Hello everyone, my name is Goldie Shabazi and our group did our research on the secondhand effects of smoking on children on campus. So smoking has been an ongoing issue in the environment since we could remember. More specifically, children's exposure to the use of tobacco in the environment around them through second or even third-hand smoke could result in many different negative health outcomes for their futures. When smoking on campus is allowed, it is necessary to point out that a college campus includes a broad spectrum of people affected by its environment. Specifically, some ways that could expose children to smoking are, for example, parents who go on campus to learn and then go home to their children, having a community library, meaning that non-college students come to read on our campus, sporting events, productions, and fairs, even when children take tours of the campus, and organizations that step foot on this campus in general, and also having a high school on the premises, meaning 14 to 18-year-old children who are being exposed to our college setting. California State University has recently implemented policies in place to create more smoke-free campuses. This was done through an executive order in 2017. The exposure of children to different smoking methods, also known as environmental tobacco smoke, or ETS, can create an abundance of adverse health issues that can affect these children. The biggest health issue being seen with children who come in contact with ETS has been seen to be asthma, which could be a lifelong health problem that they could face. Secondhand smoke exposure has been proven to be higher for children and teens than in adults.
So, I'm doing the part for CHIS data. We're doing two different sets of data due to the fact that there is no baseline data for the library because there was no information obtained. So for this data, the first set that we did, we ran information for all adults in Fresno County. This meant that all adults in Fresno County who smoke, all ages, ethnicity, income levels, and gender. And we have several different types of data we obtained, which means there was a bar graph, a table, and pie charts. So after we read over that data, we found out that all smokers in Fresno come out to 93,000 people out of the 546,000 people in Fresno County as adults. And then adult males smoke more than adult females. The number for adult males is 22.2%. And the number for women is 12.2%. So the difference is 10%. So for the second data that we ran was people ages 18 through 29, which are mostly college students. As before, that's going to be a pie chart, a bar graph, and a table that will show you the genders and how many percentages of each gender smokes. So the data that we obtained from the CHIS was that there are 30,000 college smokers out of 140,000 college students. And then in this data, women are actually the ones who smoke more than men. Women smoke 30.1% female, and then there's a 7.8% of male that smoke. So that's a 22.3 difference in gender.
So I will be discussing the methods and procedures. The observational study took place on April 19th, 2018 at around 2 p.m. My group number 5, was assigned to collect tobacco litter from the Henry Madden Library and its surroundings. The weather was mild and sunny, around 70 degrees. Perfect weather for students to be out instead of indoors. The instruments we used were gloves for collecting the litter and picking it up, and a garbage bag to put all the litter in. We walked around the whole library looking for cigarette butts and any other tobacco-related litter. We collected them and took pictures as we went to keep track. There were 2 smoke-free signs, one by the entrance of the library and one to the side. Initially, we thought we weren't going to find any litter near the library since it's such a public area on campus and we are known to be smoke-free. However, surprisingly, we ended up collecting 160 cigarette butts around the library alone. I noticed there were many hidden by the flowers and bushes surrounding the library, and that is where the majority of what we collected came from. This whole process took us about an hour for collecting. We then headed back to the classroom to count up how many cigarette butts we got and then recorded in our observation study form.
The results from our observation survey have shown that even though the campus has said to be smoke-free, it is not completely smoke-free because though there is no baseline data for the library, we did find by our collection of data that there was over 160 cigarette butts just in that vicinity on campus, which shows that there is smoking on campus being done. This impacts the great amount of school-age kids that are coming on and off of campus. This could be on the on-campus daycare, or it could be even on field trips, kids going in and out daily. These are kids 18 and under that can be affected with their asthma habits, as well as other health risks that they can have currently that can affect them later in life. This was seen through our observation of the cigarette butts. We didn't have baseline data to compare it to, but it is a substantial amount just for that vicinity on campus, being 160 just for that one small area when there was multiple groups in our class that had the same type of results. So it shows that even though we are smoke-free, that it doesn't really affect the numbers as substantially as we would want them to. Now, on the other hand, the kids coming on and off campus could have effects of the secondhand smoking from when the people do actually smoke themselves, or even picking up the cigarette butts and having the exposure to those themselves, getting any toxins that are left with them on them themselves. These health effects can extend their entire lifetime, not only currently. I know that children have the majority of the asthma impacts on them, but later in life they can have lung cancer and many other cancers related. Lung cancer, mouth cancer, anything tobacco related is very harmful to their futures.
So in conclusion, our group number 5 has been researching on how smoking on our campus affects the children that walk onto our campus. Our campus welcomes children from areas as the daycare center that is provided for students with children and teachers with children, to our activities that are held on the weekends and on the weekdays, our cultural events, and our library. Our library is an open to the public library, meaning that high school students, children can come on here with their parents. Events are held on here, and the students will go and kill some time at our Starbucks. Now, also tying into the library, our library, as mentioned earlier, was the observation area of campus that we searched. In that 1 hour that we searched, we found 160 cigarette butts and tobacco litter. We, however, do not have any baseline data to compare it to, but we can still make a lot of assumptions based on this data. Our campus has been smoke-free since September 1st, 2017. That is, in total, more than 6 months. So it is still safe to say that the children walking on our campus from the daycare and the university high and events are still being exposed to secondhand smoke. Now, we all know the bad side effects that secondhand smoke exposure has on someone, and there are even worse on the children under 18 years old. They range from asthma in the Central Valley, which is already a great problem, all the way leading to lung cancer. To wrap this up, it's pretty obvious that the students and the people smoking on our campus are being ignorant of the effects and the amount of people they're hurting by continuing to smoke on our campus. So we conclude that the school should start cracking down and possibly start fining the people that are caught for smoking on our campus, because they aren't just affecting themselves, they're affecting children, other students, future children, and the environment.